Should you socialize or should you stay disciplined? Now, I think most of us are asking this question. You know, summer is approaching, and we want to enjoy the sweets of our hard work. If we're talking about fitness, you want to go to the, I don't know, to the club, to the beach. Show off your physique. A lot of us are asking this question, and maybe not just because it's summer. Maybe we're watching this later, but on the weekends, for example, you have the choice between going out with friends or stay home and get some sleep so that you can, I don't know, have good sleep and get the gains that you worked for that day or whatever. Stay disciplined, maybe not go out and maybe work on your business or work on maybe on your self-help books, maybe study that a little more, or just study for the school. How do you pick? Now, there's only really one question you need to ask yourself here. One main question. What is your priority right now? What is your priority? There's not really a right or wrong answer. Socializing is really important. That's literally one of the main, you could say, primal desires. One of our primal desires is to be associated with people. This is why we feel lonely. Like back when we were like cavemen, if you weren't in a tribe, if you weren't socializing, you were cooked. You would be eaten by a fucking tiger, a fucking saber-toothed tiger. But if you were socializing with other, fucking cavemen, you could have taken down that saber-toothed tiger with like 10 men, right? But if you were alone, you were cooked. This is why we feel this. So socializing isn't a bad thing. But you cannot really balance these two things. Now, what I mean by like real socializing is really going out with like getting mad bitches, going to clubs, going to at least what I mean is if you're socializing will kind of affect how much progress you're making in your more disciplined aspects of your life, like gym or business or whatever. These socializing like events, they're going to affect your discipline basically. That's what I mean by like kind of the bad, not really bad socializing, but the socializing that you can't balance. You can still socialize and balance it with your your discipline aspects of your life, like going with a gym bro to the gym, I don't know, working with a friend on a business. But I think most of us, we don't have those great friends. At least maybe gym bros. I think most of us have gym bros. But like, I don't know, working on a business, I doubt many friends want to do that. So, how do you find the priority first? What is your priority? Now, if you're just starting self-improvement, don't even think about socializing. At least prioritizing it. The thing is, when you're like socializing, I know most of you want bitches. You want mad bitches. So how do you decide? So first of all, if you want bitches, you're gonna have to work on yourself first. You're gonna have to get a good physique. You're gonna have to fix your hair. You're gonna have to fix your face. Fix your dumbass face. You're gonna have to fix these things first, like your style, everything. And going on self-improvement first, basically focusing on the discipline areas, you're gonna need to do that before you start socializing. Because literally, logically, bitches don't want some greasy guy with like, there's this guy, he does the socializing. He's like in my town, like on the weekends you would see him if you go out, I don't know, go to the shop at it's like late at night. And bro, this guy's so weird. He has like these rectangular glasses, he has long hair, like greasy thin hair, and he has the worst style ever. He kind of just looks like the Discord mod. As you can see, bro, this man, he's not gonna go anywhere in life if he's just socializing while still being like a dickhead like this. Like, socializing can benefit you, but if you're still a dickhead who scrolls all day, doesn't go to the gym, doesn't do anything, it's gonna affect you badly. Now, let's say you built your physique, you have, I don't know, done all the discipline shit for like quite a while, for like a year plus. Then I would go on a phase of just socializing. Like, on the weekends instead of like staying home to get your sleep. Or go out, go to the club, go to this, go to that. But only if it feels right. Of course, don't force yourself to go to these things if you feel like you don't want to. Now, the greatest sign to know that this is not your priority is feeling regret when you're at these socializing events or whatever you're at. Like, okay, you were excited about it like before you were there, but you're there now, and then you're kind of just thinking in your head, like, why am I here, bro? I could be at home right now working on my business. I could be at the gym right now. I could do this, I could do that. If you're feeling this regret, you're most likely not in that phase, or most likely it's not your priority that is set in your head. What socializing should be, you shouldn't regret doing it. It's not something you should regret, it's something you should treasure in your head. These are memories that you'll never forget. It's something you should not regret. And if you're going there and the first thing you tell yourself or ask yourself is, why am I here? What am I doing here, bro? Why did you not stay home? If that's the first thing you ask yourself or tell yourself, this is not your priority. You should focus on discipline or on self-improvement. But if you're not really asking yourself that or telling yourself that, and you kind of just, you're enjoying the night, you're not really regretting it. Of course, maybe the next day you have a headache from, like, I don't know, a hangover or something like that. Of course you regret that, but, that's what socializing is, really. Well, not really. That shouldn't really be what socializing is, but it's not bad to let go of some steam. This is what I talked about in, I don't know how many videos ago now. But basically, I think the title was... What was the title? What was the title? Yeah, I said if you're a gym rat, then you're a degenerate. That was the title, I think. Yeah. So if you watch that video, you'll know that basically what I said is you should have seasons of discipline and seasons of fun. Now, this is for people who are a bit more advanced on self-improvement. That people who have built physiques, people who have, got progress in self-improvement. This is when you should do the seasons. But if you're starting out, just go right in on self-improvement, like for like at least half a year minimum. And then do like a phase, maybe like even like half a year of like not taking self-improvement so seriously. But of course, socializing is part of self-improvement, but what I mean is, like, socializing is something you want to do. Of course, you want to get a good physique, but you can't be bothered to do the work, or you'd rather not doing the work. But I guess you could say doing the work for socializing, you want to do that. You want to do that. It's not something that you dread to do. It's something that you really look forward to do, and you want to do the work. Socializing, doing the work for socializing. That doesn't make really sense. That's why socializing, and like, even though socializing is a part of self-improvement, it's something different than the other discipline areas. So once you've like really locked in on self-improvement for like half a year, then the next half year, just lock in. Maybe not lock in, that's kind of a wrong word, but socialize. Working on your social skills is so important when it comes to self-improvement, just general life, right? And you can't work on your social skills and your speaking skills if you're not socializing. So go out and socialize. Go with your friends. If you don't have friends, start making them. Now, of course, if you don't know how to make friends, maybe I'll make a video on that. How to actually speak to people, But the most important thing is, don't talk about yourself, talk about them. When you're going to socialize, like, just actually have normal conversations. So I guess to sum it up, the question you need to ask yourself is, what is your priority right now? Is your priority to get as jacked as possible? Is your priority right now to fuck as many bitches as possible? To, go to as many clubs as possible? Is your priority to focus on that business? This is something you need to ask yourself. And this is something I can't answer for you. This is something that you'll know. And I guess I could tell you, like, what are the symptoms of these priorities. So if your priority is, I don't know, basically anything disciplined other than socializing, when you socialize, you'll feel regret. The first thing you'll ask yourself when you're at these, I don't know, socializing events is like, why am I here? I could be doing this, I could be doing that. If you're asking yourself that, bro, just, yeah, go home. Or maybe enjoy that night, because that's the last night you're gonna have for a while. So, if you're having regret when you're socializing, then, bro, that's an obvious sign that you still need to focus on self-improvement. And that's why you should do the seasons of like 3-4 months of like discipline, and then like 1 week of fun. What I've done is, I think, November through January, or like even end of February, I was like locked in, like really not meeting any friends. I would meet friends or socialize if I literally had nothing to do. But if I socialized, it was not going to affect anything that I worked for. Like, it wouldn't affect my sleep. I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't do any of that. It would still be basically benefiting me. But then I would have that week of fun where I went to clubs, I went this, did that, did this, And now I'm basically in my discipline phase again. March, April, May, June, and most of July. So that's, wait, how many months has it been, bro? Wait, March, April, May, June. Like it'll be 4.5 months down. So long as I've been locked in. Damn. And then basically, over the summer holidays, I think at the end of the summer holidays, I'm gonna go with my friends to Barcelona, and we're gonna go to clubs. We're gonna drink every day. It's gonna be fun. And I can tell you, if I were to do this now, like my friends, yeah, this is the reason why I wanted to make this video. Yesterday, my friends asked me, they called me like, bro, we're gonna go to a bar today, come. I was like, bro, no. They're like, why? I was like, no. I kind of just hung up. I know, kind of a dickwad move, but they understand. I think they do understand that, I don't want to socialize all the time. I think, the day before yesterday, I actually stayed up quite late. Like at 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Ooh. I have a rule for myself. One day of the week, I'm allowed to basically not obey. I'm allowed to not obey my sleep schedule, so I can stay up more late. But the only rule is I have to get up at the same time, which I did. I didn't really feel that bad since I have a sleep schedule already, because I'm not a degenerate. But I had to fucking sleep during the middle of the day because my energy's crashed, so I slept for 30 minutes or something, so it's not that bad. So even during these disciplined phases, I still go out with my friends. Very rarely, maybe every 3-4 weeks. But I'm not drinking. I'm barely affecting my sleep. I think yesterday was the day before yesterday was the only time I really affected my sleep during these 3 months, right? Or these almost 4 months. So, yeah. Just find your priorities, bro. Hope you learned something.